Okay, secondary school, my life. This is the fourth video. I guess quite a lot happened really. Teenagers full of actions and events. This fourth one, I'm going to focus a little bit on the interesting topic of sex. When we got into the fifth form, of course, for males, it was all about bragging about who you had slept with to get your first notch on your belt, losing your virginity, and there was a lot of sort of imagination going on. Well, for me, it didn't really work out quite like that. As I was certainly not in with much of the chance, but I did develop this sort of voyeuristic habit of creating a sort of rating system in a book that I cherished, and it was all based on the girls that I liked. And it was significantly related to how short their skirts were. Now, in our school at that particular time, miniskirts were very much in vogue. And these young, nubile 14 and 15-year-olds, a number of them certainly liked to go about the business of wearing the shortest skirt possible to gain the most attention from the young males. And I always remember this one young girl. She was quite short, had blonde hair, and was quite petite. And in her uniform, she had the shortest skirt that you could ever imagine. And the amount of time that I spent drooling over her is, well, beyond belief. I can't remember her name, which is, I think it was Suzanne, but now I can't remember. But she was certainly top of my pops. Now, linked in with this was, of course, drugs, and it has to be said that our school became infamous as part of the developing drug culture, and there were sort of a number of boys who you knew were experimenting with drugs, either with cannabis or with LSD. And I have to say that I was on the fringe of that. So the finger couldn't be pointed to me, but I was fully aware of what was going on. And it certainly did tempt me. And I developed friendships with one boy in particular. His name was Robert DL, and he was a young boy who had a fascination with Jimi Hendrix and became a regular user of amphetamines, LSD, and later heroin. And I spent some time going to his house, which was some way away from mine, but I met him in school, and when I went there we tended to smoke marijuana and spend hours listening to Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, and all the other psychedelic groups that were around in 1968. Okay, that's about it. Oh, one other thing. There was a famous coffee bar in town that the fifth formers went to, I didn't go there because my mother told me I couldn't go, but it was notorious for a place where drugs were bought and sold, and the fifth formers went there after school for coffee, and my friend Simon, he went there and continued to go there after he left at the end of the fifth form. Okay, I think there's one more video in this. No, I think that's about it. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little brief glimpse into my school life as a teenager. The next one, I'll be looking at family.